Kira was 12 at the time of a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. She lived with her dad Yevhen in Mariupol. On March 17, 2022, he went out onto the balcony to take food, but got hit by the shelling of the Russian army and was killed. The girl was taken to temporarily occupied Donetsk.
We really lacked water and ready-made food. Even when we were leaving Mariupol, an ordinary small chocolate sweet was a motivation to get out. Kira, girl returned from Russian deportation, in a commentary to Radio Liberty.
The Russians also took 10-year-old Ilya from Mariupol to Donetsk. The boy and his mother were hiding in the basement of a multi-story building, but one day they came under Russian fire. Ilya was wounded in his leg. His mother got a severe head wound and died. The boy was taken out to one of the hospitals in Donetsk by the Russians.
There I was taught to write in Russian. One day my doctor came to me and said, "You will say not glory to Ukraine, but glory to Ukraine is part of the Russian Federation." Ilya, boy returned from Russian deportation in a commentary to Radio Liberty.
13-year-old Alexander from Mariupol was separated from his mother by the Russian military. The woman was detained during filtration and her son was deported to Russia. Since that time, Alexander does not know where his mother is.
When I was in Russia, everyone told me that Ukraine no longer existed, that everything had been occupied. I believed them because I didn't have my phone and they were brainwashing me like that. Alexander, boy returned from Russian deportation in a commentary to Radio Liberty.
These and other stories of Ukrainian children returned from the Russian deportation were heard by participants in the international conference Russia's War on Children in Riga.
We are here to help Ukraine to end Russia's aggression against Ukraine's children, to hold the unlawful deportation and forcible transfers of Ukrainian children, to search for the ways how to stop these atrocities and to bring children back. These are not just the words, these are firm obligations that Latvia, together with more than 60 countries, have committed under the International Coalition of Countries for the Return of Ukrainian Children. Edgar Srinkevich, President of Latvia, at the international conference Russia's War on Children.
The purpose of the event was to draw the attention of the world community and international organizations to the facts of the abduction and forced deportation of Ukrainian children by Russia. Kyiv needs them to take measures to prevent new crimes and help return those children who are being held in Russia, Belarus or temporarily occupied Ukrainian territories.
Unfortunately, Russia is waging a war against children, using its entire criminal arsenal. Among the thousands of children taken to Russia, not all of them can inform us about their location or try to escape. There are ways of legal assistance to Ukraine from the international community, and first of all, this is the development of a transparent mechanism for the return of children, which should be based on the relevant resolution of the UN General Assembly.
In less than a year and a half of the full-scale war, 518 children were returned to Ukraine. While there is no single international mechanism for the return of illegally deported children, bringing each child home is a complex and multi-stage operation, primarily because Moscow deliberately hides Ukraine's kids. Physically, they are taken to remote, depressed regions of the Federation, and legally, their personal data is changed, not only the first and last names, but also the date and place of birth. They are illegally placed in foster families or given up for adoption.
The number of children we returned is insignificant in the scale of the tragedy, but the main problem is how to obtain information from the Russian-controlled territory. And although Lavrov claims that they provided all the information on the children, I have official confirmation, responses from international organizations that Russia did not provide any lists, any information. The second problem is how to overcome Russia's resistance to the physical return of Ukrainian children, namely in large groups. We don't know. We are looking for approaches.
On January 25, 2024, the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe adopted a resolution on the situation of Ukraine's children. Thus, it recognized the deportation, forced displacement and unjustified delay in the repatriation of Ukrainian kids under Russian control as a crime of genocide. Therefore, what Moscow and Minsk call evacuation, recovery, care and re-education is in fact an international crime. You can also contribute to the return of Ukrainian children home through the information campaign If You Know, Tell. The Freedom and UATV channels are implementing the project in partnership with the Commissioner of the President of Ukraine for Children's Rights and the Juvenile Police. If you live in the temporarily Russian-occupied territories of Ukraine, the Russian Federation or Belarus, and you know that your neighbors, acquaintances or a social institution have a child abducted from Ukraine, please let us know. You can transmit information through the I'm Here Telegram channel. You can see the QR code and log in on the screen, or you can fill out the electronic form at uatv.ua Save UA Children. We guarantee your anonymity. Reported by Valeria Nikipilova, Pavlo Shtelmach, UATV News.